beginning on page 71. House Bill 1001, a bill to establish responsibility of the Superintendent of State Police to enter into an agreement with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement concerning the enforcement of immigration laws. Report for the Committee for the Courts of Justice.
The gentleman from Loudoun, Mr. Ramadan.
Mr. Speaker, speaking to the bill.
The gentleman has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. HB 1001 provides that the Superintendent of State Police shall seek to enter into a memorandum of agreement with the United States Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as authorized under 8 U.S.C. 1357G to permit the state police to perform federal immigration law enforcement functions in the Commonwealth after arrest of an alien. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the body, you have seen this bill before. It had passed this House in the past. It was introduced by the gentleman from Manassas. We added to the bill the part of after arrest. It's time for us to send a signal to make it clear that all of our...
The gentleman from Arlington, Mr. Lopez.
Will the gentleman yield for a question?
I'll ask him.
Thank you.
Gentleman yield?
I yield.
Gentleman yields.
Mr. Speaker, is the gentleman aware that under Federal Code 8 U.S.C. 1357G, as written out and spelled out by the DOJ Memorandum of Agreement, that only the governor can sign a statewide Task Force 287G agreement?
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to enlighten the gentleman from Arlington that the information is incorrect. I have a copy of 1357G. It entitles the governor and any head of an agency to do so if they are directed.
Mr. Speaker, will the gentleman yield for another question?
Will the gentleman yield?
I yield.
Gentleman yields.
Is the gentleman aware that under the Memorandum of Understanding of Agreement, which actually reads, the agreement must be signed by the ICE Deputy Director and the governor, a senior political entity, or the head of a local agency, that the language in the MOA is meant to refer to agencies like regional jail authorities that are independent of counties, cities, or the state. And so of the 6 287G task force agreements that have been signed across the state, including across the United States, including in Alabama and Arizona, does the gentleman believe that the state police are a local agency under the MOA?
Mr. Speaker, I enlighten the gentleman again that we have checked the availability of this Memorandum of Understanding to our state police, and we believe that it does apply, and therefore I had introduced this bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaking of the bill.
Let's see if he's through. Gentleman from Loudoun, Mr. Ramadan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's really time that we have to send a message to every illegal alien, including the criminals, that we have zero tolerance in the Commonwealth of Virginia on committing a crime, whether it's done at any level and anywhere, and that we will not tolerate among us any illegal aliens, not for a second. Thank you. I move that this bill be engrossed and forwarded to third reading.
Gentleman from Arlington, Mr. Lopez.
Mr. Speaker, very briefly. Mr. Speaker and ladies and gentlemen of the House, this bill is really unnecessary and duplicative. Governor McDonnell has already requested that the DHS enter into an agreement with Virginia, and so far DHS has not granted that request. Asking again in a different format will not change the response of DHS. Such an MOA agreement with the state police would cause far too many Virginians and their families to fear the police. When immigrant victims and witnesses of crime are afraid to cooperate with police, all of us are less safe. Indeed, when entire segments of our community fear the police, and we are all less safe. Such an agreement would destroy localities' investments in community policing efforts statewide, and I urge everyone to vote against this bill. Thank you.